What's going on, guys? Unknown Reloader here, coming at you with a problem report. Now, when we go through different loads for our guns, we buy new ammunition, we create new loads, we're always worried about, well, does this new brand of ammunition have the power it needs to run the gun effectively? Is it going to cycle right? Is it going to act right? Is anything going to cause a malfunction? But something you don't often think about is this load too hot for my gun? And not in the sense that it's going to blow it up, but you never think about a load being so hot that it induces a malfunction. Now what I got here is my own little 230 grain XTP load. And use the data at your own risk. You know how that goes. Don't blow your gun up. Be careful. This is a 230 grain XTP over 7.1 grains of power pistol. And this thing is a pretty hot little load. Not too bad, but not too light either. And also just a Winchester primer. These were hot. They chronoed out of a 3-shot average, and we'll get to that in a minute. The first round was a 905 out of this. And then the 3-shot average was a 897. So I'm going to roll some chrono footage and show you just what the problem was that I was having. More shots from 10 feet. Oh! Trigger did not reset. Trigger did not reset. Okay. I did change out the connector in this thing, but did fine with the other loads. Again, no trigger reset. Okay, so if you couldn't tell there, I was having trigger reset issues. Now that happened right after I installed one of these ZEV V4 race connectors. Now I've got one in my 19, I absolutely love it. It smooths out the trigger, it shortens up the reset just a little bit. It's a great little connector. But when I installed it in my 30 here, we'll go ahead and make sure it's unloaded. Now we're not going to finger it, we're not going to nerd check it. It's unloaded. So the issue I was having is when I'd go to shoot, it'd chamber a new round, and then the trigger would be stuck back in this position. The trigger would skip the reset. So I tried that again 3 times in a row, having the same issue. I went back to my milder loads that were chronoing a 803, out of a 5-shot average. They did fine. So I went home and Googled what the problem was. And I ran into a lot of stuff about the 45s and the 10 millimeters with hotter loads were having this trigger reset issue. And all you needed to do was bend your connector out a little bit, because if you'll notice, these don't set flush up against the housing back here. They're tilted out like that. So I bent it out a little bit, took it back out, shot 3 of these bad boys, and all of them ran perfectly, all 3 of them. And I thought, all right, problem solved. The next shot, trigger failed to reset. Tried it a little more, trigger continued to fail to reset. So I put my milder loads back in, shot 2 rounds of that, it was fine, and then no reset on the 3rd round. So cleared that malfunction, and another, shoot 2 or 3 rounds, no reset. So I went back home, and you can see what I did. I took this little thing out and put the stock connector back in. I went out around my mild loads, around my hot loads, full magazines, no problems whatsoever. So the moral of this little video here is always make sure you test out your stuff before you just go to throwing these neato parts in your Glocks. You know, especially even when you've already bought one and already had great experiences with it like I did. Every gun's going to be different. So I hope this helps. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see y'all later.